A federal judge just tossed out Twitter's lawsuit that and I got to tell you, I think I never laughed harder in my life than when I read Twitter's lawsuit charging you with the violation of their First Amendment freedoms. So I just so everybody understands this, could you, in layman's terms, explain their ridiculous lawsuit and the common sense of the federal judge who basically took it and flicked it right out the window and said, "Yeah,
Well,
sorry."
so Twitter, after the whole issue with Donald Trump being taken off Twitter and them all deplatforming another competitor, we started asking questions of several companies that might have been involved in that, and we have a right to do that under our, it's called a civil investigative demand, and we're allowed to do civil litigation. But before that, we usually ask questions. Do we do to find out whether we want to file a lawsuit or whether they can answer the questions in a way that satisfies our intent, which is to discover whether they're doing something illegal. Well, so we asked those questions. Most of the companies were participating and providing that information. Twitter started to participate, started to answer questions, and they decided, I guess, that they didn't want us to discover things that they knew. And so instead of answering our questions under Texas law, they take us to court in California, federal court, trying to get us to stop asking them questions. And apparently, this federal judge agreed with us. We have every right to ask those questions.
I think that's incredible because what they said, and just so everybody out there understands how they tried to respond to Attorney General Paxton, was basically this. They wanted to stop him from unlawfully abusing his authority as the highest law enforcement officer of the state of Texas to intimidate, harass, and target Twitter in retaliation for Twitter's exercise of its First Amendment rights. I mean, if I didn't even know whoever wrote that should have been so embarrassed to write that because that's exactly what they do. I mean, they do that to everyone they want selectively. They don't do it to everyone and anyone on the same level. There's no actual fact checker that balances things out, really. It's kind of selective. Like, oh, I hate Trump, so we're going to ban him. But the Ayatollah, oh, it's fine. You want to blow up Israel, you want to destroy, get the Jews off the face of the planet. You're good. That's just a thought. But they won't, but they won't let you know how they're doing this.
Well, so it's ironic and hypocritical, isn't it? Their exact statement fits. It's such a good description of what it appears that they do to our country and to the world, which is they are the ones that are limiting speech. They are the ones that are causing the problem. And then I merely ask the question, what are your policies on this? What do you explain how you've communicated with these other companies in limiting people's free speech? And suddenly I'm affecting their free speech. All I'm doing is asking them questions. That was it. We didn't file a lawsuit. We didn't threaten a lawsuit. We just said, can you please answer our questions, legitimate questions that we're allowed to ask under state law if you're going to operate in the state of Texas? And they run to California hoping that they can get out of it and then accuse us of doing what they do every single minute of the day.